So it's all yours now.
Thank you so much once again, and Yali Madad to all the friends.
Yali Madad.
Yali Madad, Yali Madad. It's great being here this week. And we have some great subject today. And it, inshallah, will be a little bit fun-filled subject. So I will try to speak in English, Urdu, Gujarati, just to make sure everyone is with me and everyone understand and everyone is having fun, but at the same time learning. The subject is not an easy subject to pick or even to understand. That how does our 4 archangels function? What are their functions? When their functions applies? So that is the subject today, inshallah. Let's start with the pure and Pak name of Nur Maulana Shah Karim Hussaini Hazir Imam. May Mullah be with us. May Mullah help us with his Nur. May Mullah stand next to us, help us with his blessed hand and his dua ashish and his happiness on us. May Mullah give us that tawfiq, ta'id, himmat wa yari to do and teach and learn the right thing. जिस तरह से कहा गया कि ये सब्जेक्ट थोड़ा सा मुश्किल है, लेकिन इंशाल्लाह हम इसको एक अच्छी तरह से समझते हुए भी और मजा लेते लेते हुए इस सब्जेक्ट को हम सीखेंगे. अगर हम इसको ड्राई तरीके से लेते तो ये सब्जेक्ट शायद समझ में नहीं आता. If we had taken this subject straightforward with the dryness, we would have a hard time understanding. So we have a different approach, and I hope especially our young ones ask this question a lot about the four archangel. उर्दू में इसको मुकर्रब फरिश्ते कहते हैं. गुजराती में 4 मोटा फरिश्ता. આ એવો સબ્જેક્ટ નથી કે જેને આપણે આસાનીથી સમજી શકતે, લેકિન ઇન્શાલ્લાહ આપણે એને સમજવાની કોશિશ કરીએ છીએ. તો આવો આપણે પહેલા જોઈએ કે આ 4 કોણ ફરિશ્તા છે, એ લોકોના કામ શું છે. What are those 4 angels and what are their assignment? What I have done is I have prepared some questions that we had, let's say in last 2, 3, 4, 5 years, or since I have been teaching. Those are the questions that normally are asked for these angels. All right. So in this series of articles, meaning there are more than one, in this series of articles on Archangel, Mukarrab Farishte, we would like to invoke the reader's curiosity and engage them to think and ponder on the following question. So बताई से पहले आपने પોતાનો વિચારને, દિમાગને, દિલને ખોલવા માટે કઈ સવાલાત સામે રાખીએ છીએ, તાકે એ સવાલાતથી પછી આપણે એના જવાબ દઈ શકીએ ને સમજવામાં આસાની થાય. Does each archangel have a distinct physical function? શું આ જે 4 ફરિશ્તા છે બધાનું પોતાનું એક કામ છે, અલગ અલગ? આ પેલો સવાલ છે. Second, do they have any role to play in the moment's batin? A great question. આ જે ફરિશ્તા છે એનો શું કામ છે? એક મોમિનના બાતિનમાં, એની રૂહાનિયતમાં અગર એનો કાંઈ રોલ છે તો શું છે, નકર નથી તો પછી આપણે એની શું કામે વાત કરીએ છીએ? આ સવાલ છે. Do they work individually or in sync with each other to perform one integrated function? આ બધાના પોતપોતાના કામ છે या કાંઈક એવું કામ બી છે જે બધા મળીને સાથે મળીને કરે છે? आप समझ रहे हैं कि ये सवालत क्या है, कि क्या ये सब फरिश्तों के अलग अलग काम है या कहीं पर जाकर वो मिलकर काम करते हैं? इनका एक मोमिन की जिंदगी और रूहानियत के अंदर क्या कर्तव्य है, इसका क्या फंक्शन है, उनके क्या एक्शंस है मोमिन की जिंदगी के अंदर? What are the function of 4 archangel? Someone can even say, why do they even called archangels? And what about all the other angels? What do those functions mean to us? So let's talk about each angel individually and their functions in order to have true understanding of this function. तो सबसे पहले हम क्या करते हैं कि इन 4 फरिश्तों के नाम और उनके काम का तस्करा करते हैं. So we will talk about these 4 angels and their individual very distinct functions, and in a very light hearted manner. अब जो हम बात करने जाएंगे वो हम अलग अलग एक एक फरिश्तों की बात करेंगे, उनके नाम और उनके काम के साथ, लेकिन कुछ अच्छे और सॉफ्ट लहजे के अंदर, ताकि ये मुश्किल सब्जेक्ट हमारे लिए आसान हो जाए. जिब्राइल, सबसे पहले हम जिब्राइल की बात करते हैं. जिब्राइल, जिसको इंग्लिश में गैब्रियल भी कहते हैं, the famous and most commonly known of all 4 angels. जिब्राइल जो है वो सबसे ज्यादा मशहूर है इंसानों के अंदर. जब हम जिब्राइल की बात करते हैं तो हमें कोई मसला नहीं है, हम आराम से उसको जानते भी हैं, उनके कामों को भी देखा है, और जब हम उसकी बात करते हैं तो हम सब जानते हैं हम किसकी बात कर रहे हैं. यानी कि ही इज द मोस्ट known and most friendly angel of all. आइए देखते हैं इसको डिटेल के अंदर. जिब्राइल के कामों को हम देखते हैं, इसका क्या काम है और उसने क्या क्या काम किया है आज तक. उसका काम क्या है? वही लाना. His function is the one, and what is that? To bring down the message, the wahi, the revelation to the prophet. बस इसका ये काम है कि वो वही का फरिश्ता है और वो पैगंबरों पर वही लाता है. इन दैट केस, अगर ये बात हम सब ने मान ली, एक्सेप्ट कर ली, and if there is no issue in that function, now the last prophet, Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the seal of the prophets, Khatamul Anbiya, and the most beloved of Allah, Habib-e Khuda, met the angel Jibril in the cave Hira, who would bring the messages in example, wahi or revelation of Allah for him. So far, we are all good. We all knew that. There is no new information. अब तक हमने जो बात की कि जिब्राइल वही का फरिश्ता है और आखिरी मर्तबा हमने उसको देखा एक्शन के अंदर। वो कब था? जब वो हुजूर सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम पर वही ले आते थे दारे हिरा में। यहां तक हम सब जानते हैं और कोई भी नई बात मैंने नहीं बताई है। अब आए इसको समझने की कोशिश करते हैं। If we were to believe, if, underline word, if we were to believe that this was the only function of angel Jibril, then he must have been retired now for 1400 years. आपने देखा? लेकिन आपने देखा कि आदम के जमाने से लेकर वो काम ही नहीं कर रहा था, बैठा हुआ था, बैठा हुआ था, बैठा हुआ था। इधर उधर कभी फरिश्ता पैगंबरों के ऊपर वही ले आता था, फिर उसका जॉब लग गया, परमानेंट जॉब लग गया। जब हुजूर सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम आए, खूब मेहनत की 23 साल तक, और वही लाता रहा, वही लाता रहा। But that was 1400 years ago. अगर ये बात हमने मान ली कि जिब्राइल का काम वही लाना है, और वो भी वही किसके ऊपर? पैगंबरों पर। आखिरी पैगंबर हुजूर सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम आज से 1400 साल पहले आए थे। इसके बाद तो जिब्राइल की छुट्टी, जिब्राइल की तो छुट्टी हो गई, 1400 साल से काम ही नहीं किया उसने। अब क्या कर रहा है वो बैठकर उधर? उसका काम क्या था? हम तमाम ने एग्री किया, माना कि उसका काम था पैगंबरों के ऊपर वही लाना। जबकि हमारे आखिरी पैगंबर, हमारे प्यारे पैगंबर 1400 साल पहले आए थे। उसके बाद तो जिब्राइल की छुट्टी हो गई। आज वो कर क्या रहा है? As in current time, there are no more prophets or no more wahi, revelations. Hence, there would be no need of angel Jibril, and Allah would have no more function for him to perform. बेचारा, उसकी तो छुट्टी हो गई। अब वो क्या कर रहा होगा? कह रहे अपने विचारू कि હવે जिब्राइल बेचारो શું કરતો હશે? 1400 વર્ષ થઈ ગયા, પ્રોફિટ ના આવ્યા। I wanted to ask you this serious question with a light hearted. હવે બેચારો શું કરતો હશે 1400 વર્ષથી? એનો તો કઈ કામ જ નથી, એની તો છૂટી થઈ ગઈ બિચારાની। ખબર એને રિટાયરમેન્ટ એનો મળતો હશે કે નહીં મળતો હશે રિટાયરમેન્ટ? You think he will be receiving some kind of retirement funds, maybe 401k, some sort of a golden handshake? And what he would be doing for 1400 years? Because his only job was to bring wahi, revelation to the prophet, and we haven't had any prophet for 1400 years. શું વિચાર છે આપણો? હવે શું કરતો હશે? આપણે વિચારીએ તો, યા ક્યારે આપણે આવી રીતે વિચાર્યું? Did we ever wonder what this angel is doing now for 1400 years? You keep thinking of that, we'll come back to that. Michael, the second angel, a high-ranking angel, function to provide food and sustenance, rosy, for the humankind. We all know the Michael has one single function, to make sure that humans are fed fully, correctly and enough. મિકાઈલનું એક જ કામ છે કે રોજી લઈ આવે, ખાવાનું પ્રોવાઈડ કરે, બીજું કઈ કામ નથી એનું, એક જ કામ છે. So let's look into his function. Okay, હાલો આપણે જોઈએ મારો બેટો કામ કરે છે કે નથી કરતો. હા, જોઈએ તો સહી આપણે. In the world today, we see people living in poverty and suffering from hunger. This means that angel Michael has failed miserably. He failed miserably in the provisions of sustenance to the humankind. In that case, my recommendation would be he should be fired due to inability to perform his function on daily basis. આ કેવો ફરિશ્તો છે? એનું એક જ કામ હતું કે માણસોને રોજી પહોંચાડે, ખાવાનું ખરાવે ને દુનિયામાં આજે ભૂખમરો કેટલો છે જોયો આપણે. આ કરી શું રહ્યો છે ફરિશ્તો? એનું કામ હતું રોજી લઈ આવું, માણસો ભૂખા મરે છે. મારા ખ્યાલમાં તો આપણે મોલા બાપાને કહીએ કે ભાઈ જો આ તમારો ફરિશ્તો છે ને સારી તરહ કામ નથી કરતો, એની છૂટી કરાવો, નવો ફરિશ્તો લઈ આવો. ભાઈ એનું એક જ કામ છે કે માણસોને રોજી આપે, એ બી બરોબર નથી કરતો. તમારો કોઈ કામ કરવાનો હોય તમારા ઘર ને તમારા ઘરે સારી તરહ કામ ના કરતો હોય તો તમે શું કરો? એની છૂટી કરાવો કે નહીં? તો મારા ખ્યાલમાં આપણને એક ચિઠ્ઠી લખવી જોઈએ મોલા બાપાને કે મોલા બાપા આ તમારો એક એન્જલ જે છે ને એ સારી તરહ કામ નથી કરતો. હા, દુનિયામાં એટલો ભૂખમરો છે કે જેની વાત નહીં. ને માણસો ભૂખે મરે છે ને આ મારો બેટો ખબર ને શું કરે છે. Right? Have we ever wondered about that? What do you think about that? શું વિચાર છે? આપણે આને રાખીએ કે એની છૂટી કરાવી? હવે તમે શું કરો અગર તમારા અગર કોઈ આવો માણસ આવે કે જે પોતાનું કામ ના કરતો હોય તો શું કરો તમે? હવે આપણા ઘરે એક એવો ફરિશ્તો છે, એક પહેલો ફરિશ્તો હતો જે 400 વર્ષથી તો રિટાયર થઈ ગયો છે. હવે આ બીજો ફરિશ્તો છે જે પોતાનું કામ પૂરું નથી કરતો, માણસો ભીખા મરે છે. Right? Let's come to our third angel. Our third angel, Mr. Israfil, also known as Raphael. આપણો જે ત્રીજો ફરિશ્તો છે ઇસરાફીલ, ઇંગ્લિશમાં એને રાફિયલ કહે છે. Another high ranking angel who blows the sur trumpet or the horn, and his function is to announce the day of judgment, the day of Qiyamah. હવે આપણા આગળ ત્રીજો ફરિશ્તો જે છે એનું પણ એક જ કામ છે. સાંભળજો, गौर से समझो, आप सुन रहे हैं ना सही तरह से. एक फरिश्ता मिस्टर इस्राफिल ओनली फंक्शन एक જ કામ છે કે ક્યામત આવે તો સૂર ફૂકે. બરાબર? કઈ એમાં ડાઉટ નથી, આપણને બધાને આ વાત ખબર છે. Right? There is no question in this his function. Let's look at in detail. Allah created him at the beginning of the time, and the humans have been warned about his coming time and again. ખુદાએ આને જ્યારે દુનિયા ચાલુ કરી ને હજારો વર્ષ પહેલા, ત્યારે આ ફરિશ્તાને બનાવી લીધો ને એને એક અસાઇનમેન્ટ આપ્યું. શું? કે જ્યારે કિયામત આવે તો તને સૂર ફૂંકવાનો, તને ટ્રમ્પેટ વગાડવાનો, તને હોર્ન બ્લો કરવાનો, તો કે બધાને ખબર પડી જાય કે કિયામત આવી. क्यारे बनाया इन्हें? कब से बनाया इस फरिश्तों को? अज़ल से, शुरू से। और एक काम उसको दिया कि जब क़यामत आए तो तुमको सूर फूकना है। और इसके बारे में इंसानों को तमाम बुक्स के अंदर, every single prophet, every single book has warned us about this angel. The warning for this angel from the day one, from long time. Now let's go in further detail. See what we're going to do with this angel. Though it appears that that has not yet reported of his duty. Though it appears that he has not yet reported for his duty, as if he is still waiting for his appointment letter till today. कैसे बनाया वो आने? अज़ल से बनाया वो। હજુ તક મારો બેટો કામમાં નથી આવ્યો। વાટ જોઈ રહ્યો છે કે ક્યામત આવે તો શું કરે? સૂર ફૂકે, ટ્રમ્પેટ વગાડે। કેટલા વર્ષો થઈ ગયા? હજારો 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 વર્ષો થઈ ગયા। હજુ તક એ ડ્યુટીમાં નથી આવ્યો। આટલા વર્ષો થઈ ગયા, હજુ તક ડ્યુટીમાં નથી આવ્યો। To report to his duty and blow the trumpet to announce the day of judgment, one wonders if he will ever get a chance to perform his duties. I wonder, when will he do that? I mean, it's been thousands and thousands of years. Prophet Muhammad told us 1400 years ago that Niyamat is Kareeb, Qiyamah is Kareeb, end of the time is Kareeb. Sultan Muhammad Shah, 130 years ago, told us Qiyamah is Kareeb. This is the last day. But for whatever reason, Mr. Israfil is not coming on duty. Has not performed his duty. Only one single function. He has not performed that yet. હવે આનું શું કરીએ આપણે? આની વાટ જોઈએ? હજારો વર્ષો તો થઈ ગયા। એ આપણા પેરોલ માથે બેઠો છે, લેकिन હજુ તક એક કામ પણ નથી કર્યું। એક કામ પણ નથી કર્યું। આ માણસે એક કામ પણ નથી કર્યું આજ તક। હજારો વર્ષ નીકળી ગયા। હવે તમે પોતે વિચારો કે હવે આપણે શું કરીએ આનું? आप मुझे खुद ही बताएं कि आपका क्या ख्याल है इसके बारे में। हम क्या करें इसका? हजारों साल बीत गए, एक काम करना था जो सूर फूकने का काम था, अभी तक उसने नहीं किया है। चेक तो एवरी फ्राइडे को ले लेता होगा, मुझे लगता है। एवरी फर्स्ट ऑफ द मंथ आई एम श्योर ही इज रिसीविंग हिज पे चेक, but he hasn't done any work yet. What do you think we should do for him? Right? I think we have a problem in our hand. He's been on payroll for thousands of years, has not performed a single duty yet. What would you do if he was your employee, under your wing? What would you do? While you're thinking of that, let me come to the Israel. Israel, the highest ranking angel and the most feared angel of all. अब हम आते हैं मलकुल मौत के ऊपर, the angel of the death. જેવો આપણે ફરિશ્તાની વાત કરીએ, મૌતના ફરિશ્તાની, તો બધા સડ કાંપવા માંડે, બધાને ડર લાગવા માંડે। કેના નામથી? મિસ્ટર ઇઝરાયલના નામથી। આ મૌતના ફરિશ્તાની વાત ના કરો ભાઈ, તમને જે બી વાત કરવી હોય કરો, ઇઝરાયલની વાત નહીં કરજો। હા, એનેથી ડર લાગે। બધાથી વધારે ડરવા વાળો ફરિશ્તો આ છે. હાલો આપણે જોઈએ, is he performing his job or not? Is he doing his duty or not? Let's look at and review him. એવું લાગે છે કે આજે જોબ નો રિવ્યુ નો ડે છે, યુનિટી રિવ્યુ થઈ રહ્યો છે, કે આપણે જોઈએ કે આપણે બધા માણસો કામ કરે છે કે નથી કરતા બરોબર, એમ જ તો નથી બેઠા ક્યાંય. આવલો આપણે જોઈએ ઇઝરાયલ ને. This is the only angel who is not only active but is working extremely hard. આ એક જ ફરિશ્તો છે જે કામ કરી રહ્યો છે બરાબર, બરોબર નહીં બલકે બહુ જ હાર્ડ વર્ક કરે છે. તમે હમણાં જોયું ને, અહીંયા સુનામી આવ્યો, ધરતીકંપ આવ્યો, ઈરાકમાં કેટલા માણસો મરી ગયા, રશિયામાં ને અહીંયા યુક્રેનમાં કેટલા માણસો મરી ગયા, પછી ટર્કીના અંદર અર્થક્વેક આવ્યો, સિરિયાના અંદર કેટલા માણસો મરી ગયા. હા, મારો બેટો કામ બરોબર કરે પોતાનું. Matter of fact, he is the only one who is most active and working hard. He is the busiest angel of all. બધાથી વધારે કામ કરવાવાળો ફરિશ્તો. He is obeying Allah's command to take out soul from human bodies living in every country of the world. As a matter of fact, over 151,000 times a day. પૂરી દુનિયામાં ફરતો રહે છે, રોજ 1,51,000 માણસોની જાન લે છે. Every single day. Every single day. On the average, that's how hard he works. He is running around the globe. 7 continents, 195 countries, uncounted cities and towns all around the world trying to do his job. પૂરી દુનિયામાં અહીંયાથી ઉવાથી અહીંયા, સવાર સાંજ રાત જોવા વગર આ આટલા મુલ્કમાં, આટલા શહેરોના અંદર, આટલા ગામના અંદર 1,51,000 એવરેજ. ઘણી દવા થોડો ઓવરટાઈમ કરી લે તો 2-4 વધારે બી જાન લઈ જાય, લેકિન કમ સે કમ 1,51,000 તો જાન લઈ જાય એવરી ડે. આ કામ કરે છે પોતાનું પૂરું, બલકે ઓવરટાઈમ કરે છે. એક જ ફરિશ્તો છે. હવે not that, but એ બધું કામ એ સિંગલ હેન્ડેડલી કરે છે. ઓલા 3 ફરિશ્તા કાંઈ નથી કરતા. આ એકલો ફરિશ્તો બિચારો એકલો એકલો પૂરી દુનિયાના અંદર આટલું વધારે કામ કરે છે. Is this to imply that angel Israel is the only angel who is fully functional today? આના માટે તો આપણે ઓલા પપ્પાને લેટર લખવો પડશે કે આને રેસ મળવું જોઈએ. શું વિચાર છે તમારો? આનો પગાર તો થોડો વધારે થવો જોઈએ. ઓલા મારા બેટા તન આરામ કરે છે, આ એકલો આખી દુનિયામાં ફરી ફરી ને કામ કરે છે. આની જાન લીધી, ઓની જાન લીધી, ઓની જાન લીધી, ઓની રૂહ નીકાળી. આખો દિવસ બસ ઈ જ કરતો હોય છે. સવાર સાંજ બપોર જોતો જ નથી કે ભાઈ કોઈના ઘરમાં શાદી છે, કોઈના ઘરમાં કાંઈ બર્થડે પાર્ટી છે, કોઈના ઘરમાં કોઈ ખુશાલી છે, કાંઈ નથી જોતો, બસ જાન નીકાળતો હોય છે. જે હાથમાં આવ્યું એની રૂહ નીકાળી લીધી. તો શું ખ્યાલ છે? હવે આપણે શું કરીએ એનું? એના માટે કઈ આપણે રેઝનો બંદોબસ્ત કરીએ, એનો બોનસ આપીએ કે શું? હવે આપણે બધાને એક સાથે થોડો સમરાઇઝ કરીએ. To summarize, Allah made those 4 great angels, but it seems that one of them has not even started his job. અગર આપણે બધાને એક સાથે વાત કરીએ તો આપણે શું જોશું કે એક તો આટલા હજારો વર્ષ પછી કામ જ શરૂ નથી કર્યો હજુ તક, એમ જ બેઠો છે, કાંઈ કામ શરૂ જ નથી કર્યું. એક એવો છે કે જે પોતાનું કામ બરોબર નથી કરતો, બધાને રોજી નથી પહોંચાડતો. એક એવો છે જેનું કામ 1400 વર્ષ પહેલા खत्म થઈ ગયું. अगर हम तमाम को एक साथ देखें तो ऐसा लगता है कि एक फरिश्ते इजराइल का काम तो अभी तक आगाज ही नहीं हुआ है. इसराफील का काम तो अभी तक उसका आगाज ही नहीं हुआ है. मिकाइल अपने काम में नाकाम है. जिब्राइल रिटायर हो चुका है. इजराइल जो है वो एक ही है जो बरोबर काम कर रहा है. There is one of them who is failing to perform his duty. Therefore, there is only one angel out of 4 who is working overtime to keep up with the rate of deaths around the world by the command of Allah. एक ही ऐसा एक फरिश्ता है कि जो अपना काम मुकम्मल तौर पर कर रहा है. बाकी 3 पता नहीं, एक ने तो काम का आगाज ही नहीं किया अभी तक. एक अपना काम कर रहा है लेकिन सही तरह नहीं कर रहा है, लोग भूखे मर रहे हैं. एक रिटायर हो गया है क्योंकि अभी ना तो पैगंबर है और ना ही वही लाने की जरूरत है, तो वो रिटायर हो गया. अब एक फरिश्ता बच गया, वो काम कर रहा है पूरी दुनिया में घूमते घूमते. With this conclusion, it is incomprehensible to rationalize the function of these 4 angels. अगर ये हमारा रिजल्ट था, एंड रिजल्ट, तो हमारे लिए समझना मुश्किल है. अगर मैं आपसे ईमानदारी से पूछूं कि अभी लाइन पे जो भी 100-150 लोग मौजूद है, क्या आपने कभी इस बारे में सोचा कि ये 4 फरिश्ते क्या कर रहे हैं? वो बराबर काम कर रहे हैं कि नहीं कर रहे हैं? अगर हमने अभी जो जायजा लिया तो ऐसा लग रहा है कि अगर हम रेशनलाइज करने जावे तो समझ में नहीं आता है ये बात. अगर हम सोचने जावे तो ये बात समझ में नहीं आई कि ऐसा क्यों है कि एक ही फरिश्ता बहुत काम करता है, बाकी सब बैठे हुए हैं, या जो काम करता है वो बराबर नहीं करता है. मैं मिकाइल की कंप्लेंट कर रहा हूं कि वो बराबर काम नहीं करता है, सबको रोजी सही तरह नहीं पहुंचाता है. और इजराइल की बात करता हूं कि वो अभी तक काम ही शुरू नहीं किया है, ड्यूटी पर ही नहीं आया है. In situation like this, how do we understand this? In situation like this, we refer to wise Quran, the book of guidance for all the time and age. However, it is in allegorical language, which makes it extremely difficult to properly interpret. Allah says in verse 7 of chapter 3, no one knows its true interpretation except Allah and those who are firm in knowledge. अब ये मसले का हल ढूंढने के लिए हम जाते हैं कुरान के अंदर, क्योंकि कुरान ही एक ऐसी किताब है जहां पर हमारे तमाम सवालात का जवाब मिल सकता है। लेकिन कुरान को समझना बहुत ही मुश्किल है, बहुत ही मुश्किल है। और खुदा खुद फरमाता है कि कुरान की जो मायने है, कुरान की जो लैंग्वेज है, कुरान के अंदर जो हिकमत छुपाई गई है, उसको कोई भी नहीं जानता है मगर वो कि जो इल्म के अंदर मजबूत है, जो इल्म के अंदर मुकम्मल है, जो इल्म के अंदर कामयाब है। तो आपको दुनिया में एक ही शख्स मिलेगा जो मुल्क इल्म के अंदर मुकम्मल भी है, जानता भी है, कामयाब भी है। तो वो कौन है ऐसा शख्स जो हमको ये बात बता सके? फिर वो इमाम है, क्योंकि इमाम ही वो बोलता हुआ कुरान है जो हमको इस बात को समझा सकता है। It is only possible with the prophet who received books, the light, Nur, and its knowledge, and with their progeny, Elabeth after them. So we shall refer to Imam of the time to help us understand the Tawil or the true esoteric significance of these four great angels and their functions. Otherwise, it seems to us that they are currently dysfunctional. अब इन तमाम सवालात के जवाबात एक ही जगह पर है, और वो कहां पर है? कुरान के अंदर। कुरान का मतलब जो है वो एक ही शख्स जानता है, जो इल्म में और नूर में मुकम्मल है, और वो है इमाम ज़मान। अब अगर हम उससे रजू करते हैं तो ही हमारा मसला हल होता है, वरना ये मसला हल नहीं होता है। तो यहां पर हम एक काम करते हैं कि इस पहले हिस्से को यहां पर रोकते हैं। हो सकता है कि हमारे अंदर कोई ऐसा शख्स हो जिसके पास इस मसले का हल हो, या जो हमको बता सके कि ये चार फरिश्ते क्या कर रहे हैं और उनके काम क्या है। So let's open the floor and see, is there anyone on this line who may have answer to our question, who may tell us what are these four angels doing and how do we deal with these dysfunctional angels? माफी के साथ, क्योंकि वो अपना फंक्शन सही तरह नहीं कर रहे हैं। So I must say they are not doing a great job. Ji, go ahead.
Sir, can I say something?
Of course.
I'm not sure whether this is true or not, sir. So, I'm just, because when you started talking about this, I looked at some of my notes and I found that according to the Quran, there is Surah 2, 97, 98, and I'm just paraphrasing it. It says, Allah will become an enemy for all those who reject him. So I believe, this is just my understanding, the job of, Gabriel would be to put those people who are becoming the enemies on the right track, to look after them, to see that, if they are rejecting God, going out of Sirat al-Mustaqim, to bring them back on the right track. This is just my thinking. I could be wrong.
Okay, let's take that argument. Remember, this is our interactive session, and while we are doing that, we're going to have some fun. Okay, so Shiraz Ba,
Yes,
so are you saying that Jibril can still bring wahi to those people who are not on Sirat al-Mustaqim?
This is what the notes of mine says, but that was written a long time ago. So
okay,
it has
so
been.
let me ask you again.
Yes, sir.
Listen to my question very carefully. Jibril has only one single function, and his job is to bring wahi, revelation to not you and me,
Mhm.
to prophets only.
Okay.
And you just shed some light on this, that including the prophet, those who are not on Sirat al-Mustaqim, they are the beneficiary of Jibrail. Not the Mu'minin, not you and me, but those who are out of the Sirat al-Mustaqim.
Those who have gone against Allah's wishes and those become enemies. I mean, this is just, as I said, my thinking. And if he was made redundant, maybe, like you said, he's being paid every month. So God must have thought, okay, why should I pay him every month? He khali baitha hai, main usko dusra kaam de दूं.
Also, now you said a beautiful word. He was reassigned.
Okay, all right, sir. Yeah, okay.
He was reassigned.
I'll change my book, reassigned.
So
Because,
we have one answer from Shirazma that out of 4, 1 angel was reassigned
okay,
since he has no longer a function of bringing the Wahi revelation for the prophet. He was reassigned for those who are out of the Sirat al-Mustaqim. So if I wanted to get in touch with Jibrail, I don't have to be a Mu'min. I have to go out of my way, out of the Sirat al-Mustaqim, so he can get in touch with me. I told you we're going to make fun. We're going to have
yes.
a lot of fun talking about this.
But,
So
can I
how do
answer
you
the
answer
question?
that?
Can I
Sure.
answer the question? You
Mhm.
see, maybe, say, for example, I have gone out of, Sirat al-Mustaqim, but नियति ऐसी कहते हैं कि एक दिन शिराज वापस आएगा. Okay?
Uh-huh.
So maybe one day, we say in the Ginan, Sami Ramat Ramya, the Lord plays a game with me. So one day, because Mola wants to bring me back in, he might make me contact the Firasto, and maybe then he will bring me back to Sirat al-Mustaqim, if it is written in my niyati.
Okay.
Does it make
So,
sense?
well, it does make sense, but I have a question. If I today want to get in touch with Jibrail, can I do that being a moment, or do I need to be out of the way for him to get in touch with me? What do I do?
So it's a difficult. You have to be both. I mean, if the niyat is for you to be a mu'min and then meet him, that's one thing. If the niyat says that you have to meet him being out of religion and then come back again, because your job is to be back in Sirat al-Mustaqim.
I know, but that makes no logical sense. कि एक मोमिन को बाहर जाना पड़ेगा, फिर अंदर आएगा वो.
Maybe ऐसे लिखा है, sir.
I know.
It's a session of jokes, like you said.
I know. So let me
just
answer your question. Let me answer your question.
Yes, sir.
The Quran, the book of guidance for all the time and age. However, it is allegorical language, which makes it extremely difficult to properly interpret. That's your answer right there.
Okay.
Okay, that's your answer. There was someone else trying to say something.
Can
Please
I just
enlighten
say
us.
something in support of Shiraz Bhai? It is
Sure.
like, you have to go. I understand that if you are, say, Sunni Muslim, and you want to become an Ismaili, you have to first renounce your religion, and then you can be admitted as Ismaili. I thought that was my understanding. So it is similarly saying, if you want to contact Gabriel, you become unbeliever, and then you will be contacted, and then you will converted into a believer. I don't know whether that is right or wrong.
Yeah, but that makes no logical sense, does it?
No.
Make any logical sense? Okay. So if our tariqah is a tariqah of logic and intellect, then we must reject that, right? And the answer to Shiraz Bhai's question was just given by highlighting my screen. The Quran is the book of guidance for all time and ages. However, it is an allegorical language which makes it extremely difficult to properly interpret. As Allah says, no one knows the interpretation except Allah and those who are firm in knowledge. So our answer sits where? We find where the interpretation is with those arifin who are firm in the knowledge. G. So there was good discussion. Thank you, Badru Bhai and Shiraz Bhai. G. Monica, you had your hand raised.
Oh, wow. I was going to say that the archangels are not doing their work at the moment because maybe we don't qualify for to receive the fruits of their work. Maybe we are needing to be more able to accept them. And so I'm sure that in other tariqas, I mean, what springs to mind is the guru to shishya relationship, the guru teaching the student all the knowledge from, for example, the Bhagavad Gita, and then that is passing on to many believers who come to listen, and then that can continue. But that may be a different sort of light with similar traits to what our Ginans say. And our Ginans are basically, always speaking of the Quran and what the Quran says. So I thought I'd make those 2 points. One, that we aren't ready to accept the angels. We're not feeling them around us or hearing them in our soul, if you like. And the other one was maybe in other contexts, there would be the passing on of knowledge, as in the guru-student relationship. So thought I'll say that.
What we gonna do about the Israfil? He never reported to work. That is the question.
Right, okay. Right, yeah.
Gee,
Aziz bhai.
Gee, this lady has her hand raised.
Sorry, I apologize.
Give me 1 second, we'll come back to you. Ji, माँ तुमने कहा क्या पूछे?
सर
याली मदद.
सर मैं जिब्राइल के बारे में तो मैंने सुना है कि जिब्राइल सिर्फ एक फरिश्ता नहीं है, उसके अंदर में हजारों लाखों बल्कि शायद चारों फरिश्तों के अंदर हजारों और लाखों फरिश्ते काम करते हैं. जैसे जिब्राइल है तो जिब्राइल के नीचे जो फरिश्ते काम करते हैं वो हमारे पास एक के पास इंडिविजुअल भी आते हैं. यानी कि जैसे हम कोई गलत काम करते हैं तो हमें विस्पर होता है कि ये चीज गलत है. ये काम जिब्राइल का है, जो उसके अगेंस्ट में शैतान गलत काम के लिए हमको उकसाता है.
लेकिन मसला यहाँ पर यह है कि जिब्राइल का जो एक काम था वो वही लाना था. तो अभी वो वही तो पैगंबरों पे लाता था. तो अभी वो क्या कर रहा है? अगर आप बोलते हैं उसके पास हजारों फरिश्ते की एक फौज है और उसके जरिए से वो हमारे अंदर काम करता है, तो वो तो ठीक है. चलो ये तो अच्छा हो गया कि वो कुछ कर रहा है, खाली बैठा रोटी नहीं तोड़ रहा है. राइट, वो कुछ काम कर रहा है. तो अभी इसकी कंप्लेन हम को वापस ले लेनी पड़ेगी कि वो कुछ काम कर रहा है. तो हमारे पास एक आंसर आया कि हो सकता है कि जिब्राइल जो है वो अपने साथियों के जरिए से हमारे अंदर कॉन्शियस के नाम से काम करता है. क्या, किस नाम से? कॉन्शियस के नाम से हमारे अंदर वो काम कर रहा है. चलो इस आर्ग्यूमेंट को हम अपनी मदर की रिस्पेक्ट में एक्सेप्ट कर लेते हैं. ठीक है, फिर आगे उसको हम देखेंगे कि कहाँ ले जाते हैं हम. जी, शिराज भाई, आई थिंक यू आर नेक्स्ट.
Yeah, from my understanding, I would say that Israfil is as busy as Israel.
Okay.
My day of judgment will come on my death.
Very good.
Yeah.
Please elaborate. Yes, please elaborate.
So every one of those 151,000 people that Israel is working on every day, I believe that Israfil is working on those same numbers on a daily basis.
Can you tell us how? Or do you know?
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
I would accept your answer 100%.
Yeah.
So now we have a two good answer. So we have put Gibral back to work, and
Yeah.
we have put Israfil in the work, meaning we were wrong in our assumption that he has not reported for duty. Our brother Shiraz just told us, actually he has partnered with the Israfil and Israel are partnering together, and they are working together every single day. They are working hard. Good to know. Shiraz Bhai, great.
And also with Jibrail. Now, you said he was there only to reveal the message to the prophets. But I can remember Farman of Sultan Muhammad Shah saying that even you can achieve that level.
Subhanallah.
Yes?
Very good understanding. Yes.
Maybe Jibrail is also there waiting for us to achieve that level.
Subhanallah. Very good. So any thought on Mikhail? Can we put some inspiration into him?
So just scroll down so I can just read Mikhail again. This is one that's giving us Rosie. Maybe he's giving humankind the ability to provide our own food, or to provide us with food and sustenance. But it's then up to us as individuals and as communities and as nations how we use those, how we use that ability.
Yeah.
Sir, can I say something?
Any additional thought on that?
Can I say something, sir?
Okay, Anila wanted to add to you, if you don't mind, Shirazba. Go ahead, Anila.
So allegorically, Mikhail's Rosie is used in a Zahir form, but in Batin form, that Rosie is obtaining ilm and knowledge.
Subhanallah. So you're saying he is working?
He is.
He is working. Very good.
Shukr
Okay.
alhamdulillah.
Very good. That's why I call discussion. And while we're having fun, we just learn.
I have to turn it off and on again.
We just learned that all the angels that we assumed that they are goofing off and not working properly, or not doing their duty.
It's like a phone call. It's not like a. No, it works.
Looks like they are doing some tasks which are above our understanding. Ji Shirazbad, did you have something else you wanted to add?
Yeah, yes, sir. Just another question, sir. According to Hinduism, the person who comes to collect us is called Yamraj.
Shirazbad,
जी
जब हम हिंदू का लेसन पढ़ेंगे तभी वो ये बात सुनाना. आज
नहीं,
इस्माइली का मतलब पढ़ते हैं हम.
नहीं, this is no. I'm just asking. Is the Yamraj the same as Israel?
I have no idea. I'm not Hindu. I was never Hindu. I have no idea.
Okay. Okay.
No idea.
Okay. No problem.
अगर कोई मुसलमान का सवाल है तो पूछ ले, इस्माइली का सवाल है तो पूछ ले.
We were Hindus before. Now we become Ismailis.
I know. खबर है कौन से जमाने में थे मेरे को तो याद नहीं पड़ता है अभी.
Okay. No issue.
Thank you.
Aziz Bhai,
जी.
in my understanding, if I understand correctly my religion, you need an imam in the world at any given time. And that means those angels are at the service of the imam, period.
जी.
That's it. That is my thinking.
No, yeah. So that was agreeable from the front, from the beginning, that I was going to send Mola Baba a letter pinpointing that one has never reported to work, one has retired, one is not working properly, and the last is working overtime. So that is correct. But the question here under discussion is, how do we see them working? What are their function truly? So Shirazba and Shirazba both, two Shiraz we have today, they had put some light on it. And then Badurba and Anila had put some thought on that. And our mother, what's your name, Ma? તમારું નામ શું છે? She had put some thought on it too.
Shamim.
Shamim had put some thought on that too. Gee, we all agree with what you just said. Gee. Who else would like to add some note? Anis, go ahead. Anis, you have your hand raised.
Hello,
Yes,
missionary sir.
on
Gee.
mute. Yani Madasa.
Yani Madasa.
My understanding, angels are present everywhere, but most of us are not quite tuned with them because either we are too involved in our material responsibilities or our outlook is unethical. But when we go to Jamat Khana, I always feel this is why we recite, if my understanding, we recite Ashaji Jinan to awaken those angels. Am I right or wrong?
Okay, let's have some fun with that. So you just literally said that they are sleeping, so we have to wake them up. Chalo bhai uthi jao, hove hamara mate kaam karo.
I'm only because listening to Ashaji verses and before Dua, when it's like, yes, we're I think it's to heighten the awareness of the present.
I think we have a problem if they are not working on their own, and we have to wake them up every evening.
Every time, yes.
Then we have a problem. So now I have to add another paragraph to Mola Bapa in my email that these angels are not only not working, but they are sleeping most of the time.
Yes, well, only one is working right now.
Okay.
I don't know, it's very confusing about these angels, like.
Yeah, see, that's exactly the point. That when we bring this kind of questions, this kind of topics, what it does, it gives us a jolt, a reflection.
Yeah.
That how come, let's say I'm 60-year-old, you are 60-year-old, how come we never thought about all of them? And whenever we were thinking about them, how come our concepts were not clear?
Yeah, yeah.
Not that sometimes we did think about that, like Shiraz Bab pointed out earlier, and he referred to this ayat in the Quran, but our concepts were not clear. So my question is, and my question always has been, and especially this London session, I always have encouraged every one of you, ask. Ask. Why don't you ask? Because if you don't ask, answers do not come automatically.
Yeah, yeah.
And you notice our session started with questions actually.
Yeah, yes.
So Mullah Ali in one of his calls says, you must ask me before you lose me.
Yeah.
What that literally means, that we have present living Imam. But for whatever reason, we hardly ever ask any question. One time when I had opportunity and I was talking to somebody in the LIF, I said, whenever Imam comes to the Dizar and whenever our leaders go to Mola Bapa, do they ever ask Mola Bapa critical questions? Or do they always ask Mola Bapa, પૈસા થોડા કમ પડી ગયા છે, રોજી કમ થઈ ગઈ છે, ધંધો ખરાબ થઈ ગયો છે, આ મુલ્કના અંદર આ તકલીફ આવી ગઈ છે, તો એને તમે દૂર કરી દો. What about our pressing spiritual questions?
Yes.
Do we ever ask Mola Papa?
No,
Because
we
Imam in one time, in one of the session, and like I said, I had a fortunate incident of talking to one of the LIF member or the president at that time. You know, at one time, Mola Baba said, if my Jamat had asked me, I would have answered it. હવે જમાત તો હવે આપણે પૂછવા નથી જઈ શકતા મોલા બાપા આગળ તો કોણ પૂછવા જાય છે મોલા બાપા આગળ જે આપણને રિપ્રેઝન્ટ કરે છે આપણા લીડરો છે રાઈટ પછી ઈ છે જે આપણા સ્કોલર્સ છે આપણા અલવાઇસ છે આપણા મુખી કામડિયા છે જેને બી અગર મોકો હોય છે એ લોકોનું કામ છે કે આ બધા સવાલના જવાબ મોલાસી લ્યાવી ને જ્યારે જ્યારે જમાત પૂછે તો એને અધૂરો નહીં પૂરો લોજિકલ ઇન્ટેલેક્ચુઅલ જવાબ દે ઠીક છે
Yes.
All right, thank you so much again. All right, we have a 3, 4, 5 hands open. Let's start with Najubai. Did you have a question or you want to ask something? Please unmute your mic. You are muted, Najubai.
Oh,
Go ahead.
sorry about that. I'm always forgetting that.
No problem.
I think our angels have been working very hard, in fact,
I hope they are.
because of the way we are turning out. We are making them work so hard with our poor ethics, our absolute edge line walking between right and wrong. We're not giving them enough give to actually come out and say, well done, or look, put your strings up. I mean, it's a losing job for them, really, isn't it, at the moment? I mean, this is going by today's standard. I don't think we have the correct ethics, correct principles, or rather following the correct. We probably have all those ethics and principles. We are cutting the narrow edge.
Subhanallah. I love the way you think, Najubai. Okay, so I'm going to add a couple of points to her point. All right. So what she just said, now it gave us another way of thinking. That bichare angels, we have put them on the sword because due to our unethical behavior, lack of moral, lack of understanding the principle, even though Imam is keep saying, follow on the ethic of Islam. Be my dai. Learn the ilm like your dais in the past. Learn the ilm from its original source. Learn the ilm rohani. Imam saying it for 65 years now, and previous Imam for 72 years. That's a long time. But for whatever reason, we have chosen not to follow his farman. And whenever we do follow his farman, we are following without truly understanding the farman. Meaning, like she said, we are right on the edge. Any second we can fall out. When we should be coming on the right side of it, in the safe zone somewhere, where we can say that these angels are performing his duty correctly and fully, and I am the beneficiary of that. So when we are able to say that, then we can say they are performing fully and I am the beneficiary of that. Until then, we see is not they are not performing their duty. Actually, we are not receiving their performance, their substandard. Whatever they wanted to give us, we are not there to receive it. I love it. Thank you so much for your comment. Okay, so next was
Aziz Ba.
G.
The Muhammad Jeboyla, a thought is coming to me, so I don't know where this one stands. Sultan Muhammad Shana Farman che કે ઇન્સાનમાં બે ટોળા છે, એક હેવાનતની હાલત છે ને એક ફિરસ્તાની હાલત છે. જે સડક તમે પકડશો ત્યાં પહોંચશો. So where does the firasta coming out now?
યા એ આપણા માથે છે ને કે આપણે કેનો રસ્તો લીધો. ફરિશ્તાનો રસ્તો લીધો તો ફરિશ્તા, શેતાનનો ને જાનવરનો રસ્તો લીધો તો શેતાન ને જાનવર. જી. There was someone else asking a question. I think she left. Now,
Ashish Bhai,
Ji.
this is Muhammad. Okay,
Ji.
now I wanted to say that, you know, when we are born with Maula's Nur, okay? And we are going back to him as well. Now, our effort, because we believe that our effort is to make sure that we go back to his Nur and become one with him. Okay, so these angels, now when we are born, that is first angel is giving us a birth with the Nur here. The second angel, now when we call, he reminds us of the day of judgment, so that we do good deeds and we do everything, whatever is Maula's Farman, and follow them continuously, so that we try to become one with him. The third angel is giving us the ilm, so that we know from the ilm that who is Maula and how do we go, you know, just like knowing him well and knowing why we are following his commands, why we are doing all this and getting Isme Azam to us, everything, what is Isme Azam and how do we progress in that. And the fourth angel, of course, when the time of death comes, we die before our death, basically. It means that if we work hard towards that, so we die before our death, and all this, you know, the angel, you know, at the time of death, he's just there, you know, like a Maula's sent person taking us to the, you know, to just like saying that one with Maula. That's what I believe, the
Ji.
function of these four angels.
Good, very good. Gee, I still see one iPhone, there is no name. So I cannot call on her because there is no name. If you have a name, please tell us your name and you can unmute and say whatever you like to say.
There are 4 people's hands up still.
Right, but I cannot. So Monica, did you still have a question?
Shamim Khatu, do you unmute?
I believe she already has the question. Her hand needs to be put down.
I think
Yeah.
Monica.
Yeah, thank
Monica,
you.
did you have a question?
Yes, I just actually was very aware of the fact that there is the concept of waking up the gods in the temple. Oh, we can't have darshan now because the gods are sleeping, meaning the priest is sleeping. So it's a very, very Indian thing. Oh, the gods will wake up in 5 minutes, you know, and it's something you get used to, I suppose, if you're visiting different temples. I was just going to say that talking about waking up the angels, in the Anant Akaro, there is one verse in particular, a couple of verses even, where Brahma and Vishnu are mentioned. And then you have Fatima and Rabia, because we've discussed this before. And obviously Fatima and Rabia has been mentioned. When I heard Brahma and Vishnu's names being mentioned, I just cried because it's just so powerful. Having that great heritage and being able to be in touch with the angels and have the Imam of the time with us, that's quite an evolution. And then that obviously, you know, you have all those attributes that you hear in Hindu practices, like Tamecho Madhusudana Deva, and the whole story of how, you know, everything evolved to Islam happens. So I think this great history is just making us realize that no one needs to be woken up. The angels are already there. So shukr. Thank you.
Thank you. Shiraz Teja Sahib, you have your hand raised. Did you still wanted to add something?
Yes, please. You're just talking generally about the angels. You've given each of them a name. And by giving them a name, in our own minds, we're also giving them a form. which is a very Zahiri attribute. Whereas I think perhaps if we look at it, if we can remove that Zahiri aspect of it and look at the Bathian function, which I think one of the ladies said before, it may make things different.
Subhanallah.
Yeah?
So you are absolutely right. Because we are living in a physical form, sometimes for the purpose of teaching, not only we give them a name, but a very distinct functions attached to them. And when we attach a distinct function with the one, that's where the issue starts. Because not understanding the function itself is the issue. And I'll give you the example, and I believe that lady gave us a hint. For Michael, the angel of Rosie, and what she said, I loved it. Most people think of Michael for the Rosie, the physical sustained. Matter of fact, Michael's purpose is not to bring you physical Rosie. It's to bring you spiritual and intellectual Rosie. But when do we invoke him? When we are paying attention spiritually and when we are paying attention intellectually. The sole purpose of this kind of session is to invoke Michael, because he is constantly sending the sun ray toward our soul and our intellect. But if we have our curtain drawn, the sun ray will never touch us. The ilm will never touch our soul. The ilm will never touch our heart, our intellect. So this is one of the way to think. Maybe we are putting a physical form on it for our learning purposes, but it is not physical, but the spiritual. If we do that with each one of them, then we will see how functional they are. Not only how functional they are, how we are benefiting from these great angels. And that comes with what? Ilm, ilm, and ilm. Gee, very good, Shazba. Thank you.
હેલો મિશનરી સાહેબ
જી
યાલી
નુરજાબેન.
મદદ મને મારો સવાલ એ છે કે તમે આ બધા ફરિશ્તાના બારામાં સમજાયું તમે મને લાગે છે આપણે આપણી ઇબાદત ચોખ્ખી હોય તો આ ચારેય ફરિશ્તા આપણા સાથે મौजूद છે અને એ લોકો આપણને
પછી કરે છે શું એ પૂછવાનું છે આપણે.
એ આપણને હવે હું તમને કેવી રીતે કહું મારા જે એક્સપિરિયન્સ થયા છે
એ પછી અહીંયાની વાત નહીં કરવા વાંધો
એ
નહીં.
જ ફરિશ્તા જ આપણને આપે છે બધી બધા છે ને એ જ આપે
આપણે
છે
ઇન્શાલ્લાહ એવી
દુનિયામાં
લેંગ્વેજ યુઝ કરશું
હા હા
કે આપણા ઘર જ્યારે આપણા ઘર સ્પિરિચ્યુઅલ એક્સપિરિયન્સીસ હોય છે અને એના સાથે આપણા ઘર રોહાની ઇલ્મ પણ હોય તો જેવી રીતે આપણા પીરોએ આપણને પોતાની રોહાની ભાષાના અંદર સમજાવ્યું એવી રીતે આપણા ઘર બી એ અલ્ફાઝ આવે છે પોતે પોતે કે જેનેથી
પોતે પોતે
આપણે
આવે.
આ બધું
સમજી
સમજાવી શકીએ છીએ.
મને ખબર છે મારામાં ઇલ્મ ઓછું છે પણ હું
વાંધો
ટ્રાય
નહીં,
કરું સ્પિરિચ્યુઅલી
તમે ટ્રાય કરો છો ધેટ્સ ગુડ ઇનફ. એટલે કે આ
હું બહુ
મોલા બી
ટ્રાય
ઈચ્છે
કરું
છે કે તમે આવો અને ટ્રાય કરો, બસ બીજું કાંઈ નથી
અને
કહેતા
હું
મોલા.
અને જ્ઞાન બી હું સાંભળું છું ને વાંચું છું અને અર્થ બી કાઢું છું
શુકર અલ્હમ્દુલિલ્લાહ.
અને અને દુઆની બી ટ્રાય કરું છું માય નહીં
શુકર મોલા.
બાય હાર્ટ લર્ન કરવાની ઇન્શાલ્લાહ
ઇન્શાલ્લાહ
તમે દુઆ
ઇન્શાલ્લાહ.
કરો બસ મારા માટે દુઆ કરો તમે
મોલા બહુ જ મહેરબાન છે,
અને
મોલા બહુ જ મહેરબાન
મોલા
છે,
બહુ
બહુ જ
મહેરબાન
મહેરબાન છે.
અને દુનિયામાં બધું થાય છે એ બી ફરિશ્તા જ કરે છે બધું
બેશક
બેશક જો હમણાં થાય છે ઇઝરાયલમાં બધું ધમાલ છે બધે બાજુ ધમાલ છે એ લોકો માટે કયામત જ છે ને
જી બિલકુલ
એ
બેશક
જીવો માટે તો કયામતનો દિવસ જ છે ને
જી
તો એ ફરિશ્તા એનું કામ કરે છે
બેશક.
બરાબર પછી જે જે
Very
જે 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 માણસો ધરતીકંપમાંથી બચી જાય છે ત્યાં બી ફરિશ્તા એને ફૂડ પહોંચાડે છે કે 4-4 8-8 દિવસ સુધી લોકો અંદર દબાયેલા છે ને જીવતા નીકળે છે
જી
ત્યાં બી મોલા એને ફૂડ પહોંચાડે છે અને એ લોકોને જીવતા રાખે છે એનો બી
બેશક
મોલાનું કઈ મહત્વ છે એમાં બી
બેશક
છે કે નહીં?
absolutely
તો એ બી ફરિશ્તા છે, એ જ
absolutely
ફરિશ્તા જ કામ કરે છે, બરાબર.
જી બેશક બેશક
અને આગળ તો શું થવાનું છે એ મોલા જાણે છે. અને
ઇન્શાલ્લાહ
આપણે જઈ શકીએ છીએ. મોટા મોટા ઈમાનદાર માણસો, મોટા મોટા ફરિશ્તા થયા છે ખાલી હ્યુમન માંથી જ. તો મોલાના તો ફરમાન છે કે તમે બી થઈ શકો છો એના જેવા.
બિલકુલ
તો
થઈ શકો છો
કોશિશ કરીએ આપણે, ઇન્શાલ્લાહ આપણી દિશાએ પહોંચીએ.
ઇન્શાલ્લાહ ઇન્શાલ્લાહ
ઇન્શાલ્લાહ. ઓકે,
જી
થેન્ક યુ વેરી મચ. વેરી નાઇસ
yes
લેક્ચર.
thank
વેરી
you
નાઇસ લેક્ચર. આઈ ગોટ લોટ્સ ઓફ.
જી Mavish, you have a question? You are on mute, ma'am. You are on mute.
Yeah, just a comment. I don't believe that the angels are sleeping in Jamat Khana. I believe we are sleeping. When we go to sleep, it's the angels who nudge us and wake us up. Pay attention to
Absolutely
what is happening in
absolutely
Jamat Khana.
absolutely absolutely
So it's they are around us all the time, especially in Jamat Khana. And when we lose our attention, our consciousness, they are the ones who guide us to the right path, wake us up.
absolutely. There is a lecture that this Garib Nachis has given and recorded. It's called Firm Belief. Firm Belief. It talks about what is the reason that when we are in Jamaat Khana, we are doing whatever nonsense we do sometime, screaming, laughing, gossiping, whatever nonsense we do sometime, intentionally or not intentionally. The reason is because our belief is not firm that Imam is present in Jamaat Khana. And if Imam is present in Jamaat Khana, and if we believe that, then our action will change completely. Number two, if Imam is present, then angels are present, because that is the fact principle of the Quran, that whenever Ali comes, Imam comes, angels comes with them. Gee, thank you, Mavish. There was one other hand raised earlier. Did you still have a question, or was the question answered already? I believe she has put her hand down. Maybe the question was answered. Okay, और कुछ अगर नहीं तो
Sir, एक
we
question.
have two of that inshallah next week, and we will see what our dais and peace said about these angels, what Quran says about these angels, how do we understand these angels through the Faramin? Because remember, these sessions and this question are there to invoke our curiosity so that we can answer those questions at the end. Okay, so if you like, we can stop here. If there is any pressing question, go ahead and ask. Otherwise, we will come back next week.
Any further questions? Does anyone have?
Sir, I sent you, sir, I sent you one. We can probably do it next time because it might take a long time to understand. Remember that email that I sent you?
Oh, yes. So, yes, we will do that because that will take entire session.
Yeah, this will take a long time. So we'll keep it for next time.
Yes.
When
yes.
next week is the session?
Right. Yeah, there has to be a special session. And I think we're going to have a lot of fun with that too. Fun meaning we're going to learn a lot. Especially, I still see some of us are very deep in the Hinduism. And Gnan is a perfect way to pull us out of the Hinduism and bring us in the Ismailism. Because even though we call ourselves Ismaili, but our mind and concept are still rooted very much in Hinduism. And Imam in one of his Farman, and I love that Farman, so Imam Akar Sultan Muhammad Shah Sallallahu Alaihi says, when will you become Ismaili? And he says, it is not right to talk about Hinduism or teach and bring those subject of Hinduism
in our tariqa. That's the farman. All right. So when I say, and sometimes it may come out as rude to some. I'm not a Hindu teacher. I never was Hindu. I don't know anything about Hindu terminologies. If you ask me anything of our mazhab, Ismaili tariqa, if I don't know, I promise you, I will find the answer. I will come back to you. I will give you the answer. But if you have any question from the Hinduism, I would suggest you ask somebody who is still are very much rooted in Hinduism. I'm not that person. I don't want to be that person because my mullah have told me not to be that. So I cannot be that. And that is the farman that I must follow. So my apology if I come out rude sometime, but Gnan is the perfect way. I love that Shirazba, the Gnan that you have shared with me, and we will talk about that. Hopefully, we can take that Gnan and convert those Hindus amongst us into Ismailis, inshallah. Thank you so much. Oh, Anila, did you have something to say?
What time is the session
yes,
next
sir.
week?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
I
go ahead,
have one question. As previously have heard your lectures and have read about it, this Nachi still is confused and wants some clarification on the Farishta, which is Jibrail, who brings the Wahi and has already brought once. So for Wahi, it has to be intermediary for between God and us. So in our personal life, how can we take as a esoteric or batin meaning of that? If you can just shed some light on it and clarify that for me.
Right. That's a great question. I could take 15, 20 minutes on that. So what I will do, short, I'm going to give you one word answer. Jibrail brings quotation, inspiration. That's your answer. One word answer.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. I got it. Shukran, alhamdulillah.
Shukran, alhamdulillah. See, ilm is not that hard. If you have the right vocabulary and right mindset on both sides. So Anila and me connected. She had a question, I had the one word answer, and she understood completely. Thank you so much, Anila. Monica, you wanted to add something?
Yes, just so in regards to the traditional terminology in the Ginans, obviously on a practical level, we can't say the prophet instead of Brahma. We can't bring more updated words into it, but we are seeing the context and the essence. So for instance, obviously there was one day was Miraj last week, and the following day was Mahashivratri. And I think that is the Imam's will, that that very auspicious occasion, which I would say is very much in our faith, the fact that it was just one day after Miraj, which is the highest state of the soul, from what I understand, I think that's just like a message from Mola that there are many people who can come towards Ismailism and who can appreciate Mola just going from one stage to another from history, yes. Yeah. So I think on a practical level, obviously, it would be very nice to always stick to Esa Bhaga Ali Bhaja. But to me, that's Esa Bhaga Hara Puja, because that meaning was going to be there for generations. But I do respect Ali Bhaja as well. So yeah, I thought I'll add that. But thank you so much for your words of wisdom and your reminder, and for this wonderful, wonderful interactive session. Yeah.
Shukran, alhamdulillah.
Okay, thanks.
Razia, if you are trying to speak, we cannot hear you. You must be on mute. I think she's trying to say something, but
I unmuted, yeah. What time is the session and how do we get the invite?
Okay, Monica can help you with that. Shirazba can help you with that.
Oh, okay.
Would you like to pop your number or take my number maybe, and then we could take it from there. I'll try and DM you, or let me see. If you're okay, I can just read out my number.
Sure.
Yes, it's so are you in the UK or abroad? It's the UK 0044 and then it's 74455.
Okay, do you want to repeat it again? Sorry.
Yeah.
7.
So it's going to be 44 for England, London, and then it will be 74455.
74455.
That's 60690. So let me put it in the chat as well. Should anyone want?
Or your email address, because I'm here from Vancouver.
Oh, bless you, of course. So WhatsApp, email would be better. Wonderful.
Yes.
I'll just put email in the
Share
chat.
your email, yeah.
Yes, because to say a number, say a phone number like that is very difficult. So, shall I read it? Could you read in the chat, or shall I read my email address?
I can read it on the chat.
Fantastic. There you go. Yeah. So it's monicanath39@gmail.com.
Okay, 1 second. Monica.
Nath, Nath.
Yeah.
39@gmail.com.
So let's stop the recording, and then if anyone have any other comments, question, please get it ready, and we will continue our talk next week. Thank you, everyone. Shirazbad, thank you. Monica, thank you for hosting it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yali Madad.
Thank you. Can I just say before you go away, Aziz Bhai, we will say shukr to Mola for allowing you to present these things to us.
Shukr, Mola.
For giving us the opportunity to learn from you. And Mola bless you with all that you are desired. And may he also bless you with more and more opportunities to perform this seva.
Ameen, Ameen. Both shukriya, both nawazish. Thank you so much.
अजीज भाई अब मौला आपकी सेवा कबूल करे. अजीज भाई, I need to be understanding more. मुझे इतना अंडरस्टैंडिंग नहीं हुई आज.
कोई बात नहीं है, हम कोशिश करेंगे ज्यादा गुजराती में, ज्यादा उर्दू में बोले हैं तो थोड़ा ज्यादा समझ में आएगा.
हाँ नहीं वो आपके हर बात समझ आते, हर लेक्चर समझ आता है हमेशा.
ये थोड़ा मुश्किल सब्जेक्ट था आज.
हाँ लेकिन मैं खुद अपने आप के लिए ही परेशान हो गई कि मुझे डीप अंडरस्टैंडिंग मिले, क्योंकि इसी जिंदगी में इल्म हासिल करना है.
बेशक इंशाल्लाह हो जाएगा, कोई मसला नहीं है.
ठीक है.
और बेटा नो बेटा.
मौला आपकी सेवा कबूल करे, दुनिया में सुखी सलामत आबाद करे.
आमीन.
मौला आपको, आपकी फैमिली को जाहिर व बातुनी नूरानी दीदार नसीब करे.
आमीन. आमीन. Thank you so much. याली मदद, याली मदद. Thank you everyone.
Yali Madad sir.
Thank you. Yali Madad, Yali Madad.
Yali Madad.
Aziz bhai, Yali Madad, and thank you.
Thank you so much, Yali Madad.
Inshallah, we'll see you next week, sir.
Thank you, Shirazbad. Thank you. Always pleasure seeing you and talking to you.
Thank you so much, Yali Madad.
Yali Madad, Yali Madad.
Thank you, Almad Mola. Bless you for your seva.
Yali Madad, Yali Madad. Ameen, Ameen.
Yali Madad.
Yali Madad, Yali Madad.
Is it possible I can get the recording for this?
It will come.
Yes,
it will
Auntie. I think
Aziz
Aziz Uncle, I usually send it to Farida Ma and she gives it to Aziz Uncle and then they share it. So inshallah, you should get a recording soon.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, shall I close the Zoom?
Okay, thank you, Halima.
Okay, I'll see you all in the morning.
Inshallah, we'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, shukran Mullah.
Bye.
Thank you for the duas as well, for doing the duas.
Bye,
It was
Shuk.
lovely.
Yalimada, thank you so much.
No worries.
Ya
Okay,
Alimata.
Yalimada. Bye.
Ya Alimata.